Whether you just started cooking outdoors or have been doing so for months and months and months now, grilling season is unquestionably here.
And it is here in the Weather Garden today, and joining us in our CI Kitchen outdoors with the U of I Extension, we have nutrition and wellness educator Caitlin Mellendorf hanging out with us. Okay, so lots of people, this would be the perfect day to grill outside, but there are some safety tips that people need to be mindful of.
Yeah, so coming off of Memorial Day and coming towards 4th of July now, we want to break out our grills, get excited for people getting vaccinated and getting together with friends and family. And so grilling is going to be a great way to enjoy the outdoor temperatures and grilling. So we do want to talk about 4 things around food safety today.
Okay.
And I think the perfect example to start with is cleaning. So if you have not taken your grill out of the shed or wherever it's being stored, clean it off, brush off the cobwebs. I know our grill out here today.
If you check out our lovely grill, it's got some nice bird poop on it. So
you know, birds have to sit somewhere. I said sit, by the way.
So actually, cleaning out your grill is a great way to start, whether it's gas or charcoal, and just getting that in tip-top shape. And then also when it comes to cleaning, hand washing, which I think we're very practiced at.
We are.
But also when we're talking about food preparation, we want to wash hands, make sure that we are cleaning hands, but then also any fresh produce or vegetables that we're going to be working with. So we may not be putting our strawberries on the grill, but we might do other things like vegetables or maybe thicker things like peaches or pineapple on the grill. And so having those clean before they go on the grill is going to be really important. The other piece is separating. So a lot of us are familiar with separate cutting boards for raw product and cooked product. So my play food today, we're going to pretend that these are cooked product.
Not real?
So we've got our burger and our pork chop. And so having separate items, even when you're going out to the grill. So if I'm taking this plate out and it is raw, when I take it out to the grill, these tongs that we're using, once our meat goes on the grill.
Uh-oh, that didn't look very
I know,
nice.
you can see.
Sorry, gave it away.
I know.
Since it's not real.
Now you definitely know it's not real. So being able to also bring out a clean set of plates so that we aren't putting our cooked burgers or our cooked pork chop back onto the plate that had the raw meat is going to be a great idea for food safety. So cleaning, separating, and then cooking. So I've got a variety of different food thermometers with me today, and pretty much all of them are going to be some type of insertable version. So a dial gauge, you can get ones that have digital readouts, and you can even get really fancy ones for your grill that connect to your smartphone that you can leave plugged into the grill. So there's some really depending on how simple you want to go like this or how fancy you want to go. And the goal is that we're taking food temperatures. And so the USDA has all the list of recommendations because we do have different temperatures for different foods. So chicken, we cook to a slightly higher temperature than things like our burgers, if you're doing like fresh fish on the grill. And so clean, separate, cook, and then chill. So if you have leftover items, especially into summer when we're getting really hot temperatures, and we just had our weather segment earlier, that when the temperatures get above 90, if you want to save anything that you've cooked, take it back in within that first hour. So you just go back into the fridge, inside the house, keep it cool. If it's under 90 degrees, we can give you about a 2-hour time frame. So if I've got burgers that are just sitting out and everybody's enjoying their time together, set a timer on your phone, set a timer somewhere in your house so that you hear that alarm and know that I want to save these hamburgers for another day. And those can go back into cold storage within that 2-hour mark.
Well, yeah, because I was noticing 1 in 6 Americans get some kind of foodborne illness each year, and I'm guessing if you leave it out too long, that could be one of the culprits of getting sick.
Right. So hand washing is usually number 1, is that we usually transfer contaminants and germs between foods if we're not washing hands. But yeah, so we have a fairly high rate of people that get at least one type of foodborne illness every year. And so food storage plays a big role in that. So if you're letting your food sit out at room temperature or hotter, I know today's probably a lot warmer than even our inside of our houses typically are. And so the bacteria will love that environment. They love to grow and eat on our burgers. And then if we eat the leftovers, that would make us sick. And that just
ain't got time for that in the summer.
Sure don't. I feel like some of the temperatures actually over the years have gone down, like with pork specifically. It used to be you had to just cook that thing until it was rubber. But now they seem to have backed those off a little bit, but it's still safe to eat.
Right, so pork is a great example. So the recommendation for pork is we insert our food thermometer, and the temperature we're looking for is 145 Fahrenheit. So it did several years and probably more than a decade now, it was much higher. And so just more recently, we've lowered that temperature range to a point where it's still safe to eat. There's no bacteria at that cooking point, but it's a lot more texturally nice for people in their mouths.
And it tastes so much better. I mean, obviously you don't want to get sick, but you want it to still taste good before you cook all the flavor right out of it too.
Right, and so you can always do the sideways insert. So this burger's pretty thin. I might, have trouble with some thermometers. It's a little too thin. But if I can come in through that side, and obviously I'm not poking my play food today, but pushing it in from the side can be a really easy way to do. You just want to find that thickest point. So usually that's at the center. If it's something thicker, where chicken breast tends to be a little thicker on one end and a little thinner on the other, poke it into that thicker portion first.
All right, great tips.
Good stuff.
We're going to let Caitlin hang out here in the Weather Garden for just a little bit longer, and we'll visit with her.
These are also fake.
Did you think that was real?
I wasn't sure.
Well, this isn't fake. All of her tips will be on CILiving.com.